Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. Sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
So you want to become a member and you're not sure what that is. Well, becoming a member of the channel is a good way to support me and the channel. And you're going to get some cool perks along the way. So down below, if you'll go ahead and click down there, you'll see that there is only one level and it's going to be called Burger Life. Get it? The play on words, Thug Life, Burger Life. All right. So each month that you are a member of the channel, the burger's going to change a little as we go along, and it's going to represent how long you've been a member of the channel. And you're going to get some pretty cool emojis that's going to go along with this. Now the emojis are probably going to change over time, it just depending on if I get more creative with it, or if I can just find different ones that I think are a little bit more suiting for the chat. It's going to grow and develop, as you know this channel has done every step of the way. And at the end of the videos, we're going to do a shout out, so I will post on there all of the members of the channel at the end of my live videos. That way that you are getting the recognition that you deserve. Guys, and I just want to say thank you in advance for clicking that join button down below. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next live.
Hey, Andy, I truly appreciate that. More than you know. I truly appreciate that. I mean, hey, that is absolutely a way to start the live off on the right foot. And let me tell y'all something that's funny. You know, I have probably done 100 or so of these lives by now, right? I mean, between Mr. TechBot and myself, I've probably done 100 or so of just lives in general, and I still get nervous every single time that I go to come on here. So I kind of do that intro as a way of trying to get like the butterflies and all to go away as I'm coming on here. So I hope that y'all enjoy that, you know, as much as I enjoy like the anticipation of it coming up. And I just want to say that I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all for showing up and hanging out with me today. And any and all of the super chats that come through, I'm going to put down in the description after the live is over with. That way, if you want to go check these guys out, I mean, even if they don't have a channel, guys, it never hurts to go over and subscribe to them anyways. In the event that maybe one day they do put a channel up, you know, you never know. But let's just go show these guys some love after the live and just let them know that we truly appreciate it. Dirty Way, aka Way, I truly appreciate that, brother. Truly appreciate that. There's a little bit going on today. I almost want to say that like Funko woke back up and decided that they were going to start making Funko news again. Now, I don't necessarily know that they're making Funko news in the right way, right? I mean, sometimes news, you know, they say all news is good news. I don't really feel that way, right? Not all news is good news. But before I get into that, we're going to go back on our Throwback Thursday opening. Let's see. Andy says, love the channel. I truly appreciate it, Andy. I really do. I appreciate all the love and support all of you guys give me. Justin, that is really awesome, brother. I truly appreciate that. Truly appreciate it. So before we get into like the Funko news today on my Throwback Thursdays, I like pulling my old pops out and talking about these guys again. And this one's going to be all about Deadpool, because as you're going to figure out here in a little bit, they are doing like a 30-year birthday like Deadpool. Like, I'm going to show you that here in just a little bit. So Deadpool is going to kind of flow right into the next thing that we're talking about. So this one was actually sent to me over from JKL Awesome, which has a really awesome channel. If you don't know who JKL Awesome is, you're living under a rock somewhere, and now this is the universe telling you guys to go check his channel out. This is a really awesome pop. Now, as you can see, they got a bunch of them on the back. I have I want to say it's a decently large Deadpool collection, but I've seen some here lately that are a little bit bigger than mine. I don't know if anybody has more 10-inch Deadpools than I do, but I've seen some people that have a little bit bigger like collection of Deadpools than I do. But this burger, they didn't even call him Burger King. They should have called him Burger King. They did not. They just called him a Deadpool King, which we all know was a play on Burger King, right? I mean, this one was definitely a play on Burger King. It was a play on the Burger King crown. It was a play on the Burger King suit. And he even has the burger in his mouth. Check that pop out right there. So this is one of my favorite Deadpools that I have in my collection. I mean, this is a really awesome Deadpool. You know, it's something about these Deadpool pops that I really enjoy getting. I really enjoy reading the comics as well. before we get like into the news, though, I really want to talk about something that I have going on that I've kind of run past a few other people, and I'm going to run it past y'all now. And I just want like a simple thumbs up or thumbs down, or you could even tell me what you think, because I encourage everybody here to give me their opinion. We're all here hanging out together so that we can talk together and we can be a community together, right? So I am a little bit of a nerd. Yesy Lou, how are you doing, brother? Let me do a quick shout out everybody. Andy was in here first. Andy, I truly appreciate all the love and support. The Dirty Way, aka Way, how are you doing? Justin, how are you doing, brother? It is always good to see you guys in here. And then we have our good friend Yesy Lou. Did I skip anybody? Kenneth Bird, how are you doing, brother? It's good to see you in here as always. So I am a little bit of a nerd. Look, if we're being honest, I've always been a little bit of a nerd. And I would imagine that just about everybody that's in here now is either a geek or a nerd or of some sorts, right? So I started making these bounty bucks. So it's right now it's open-ended because I haven't made this part for it yet, and I think I'm going to make that part out of a glow. So if you remember the Mandalorian, right, he would go and pick up these bounty bucks, and that was kind of how he got his next job, right? That's how he was going after his next person, was based on these bounty bucks. So I just recently started making them, and I want to say that this is my second prototype. I believe I'm on like number 4 or 5 right now, because it normally takes some time to figure this stuff out when you're 3D printing it. So I think that I'm going to finish this bounty puck out. And then I'm going to take this RFI chip that I learned how to program some time ago. It's an RFID chip. They're pretty simple. Anyways, pretty simple. I'm going to take it and then put it inside of there. And then I'm going to put the cover on it, and I'm going to send it to someone. And then I don't know exactly who I'm going to send it to yet. All of this still is very theoretical, so I just want to know your opinion on it. I'm going to send it to someone. They're going to scan it. It's going to tell them, it's going to send them to a video. In this video is going to tell you how to enter my next giveaway, which we'll probably do at 2,000 subscribers. So it's going to tell you how to enter my 2,000 subscriber giveaway. And then your job is to then mail it to another channel or another person, and then they are to keep it going, right? What do you think? Is that something that sounds like it would work? Is that something that sounds like it is fun? Is that something that you would get behind? Let me know what you think over in the comments. And I'm going to talk a second about the Deadpools, right? And the Deadpools that they got going on. So they just released today a 30th birthday. And I'm kind of confused on if this is Deadpool's 30th birthday, because I thought Deadpool was a little older than 30. I could be completely wrong when it comes to that. Yesy Lou says it sounds like fun. Andy gave me a thumbs up. I really need y'all's like outlook on this one, because I'm struggling with it right now on if this is going to be something that we can all get behind, if this is something that we could do. Okay, so Andy, that's a very valid point. I could send one just for overseas. So that's a very valid point. So, I mean, one of them could just go overseas and stay there. I'm going to write that down real quick just so that I don't remember. There we go. I tend to do that a lot, guys. I tend to use a lot of sticky notes, and I tend to write a lot of stuff down. I mean, a lot of stuff. So that is definitely, maybe that is the way that works. One of them comes overseas, and we make sure that one stays overseas. And then one of them stays right here in the United States. So far, it looks like everybody thinks that that'll be fun. It's probably most likely something that I'm going to do if everyone here gets behind it. That is, I mean, it sounds like fun to me. But let's talk about this Deadpool for a minute. So this is going to be Deadpool's 30th birthday, and I have Yesy Lou over there. So now would be a great time for Yesy Lou to tell me, because I know that this is the guy that is going to know. They just released him today. He is not an uncommon pop by any means. He's not one of them that's going to be hard to find. He's at Walmart exclusive right now. You can go to Entertainment Earth and pre-order him as well as you can go to Walmart and pre-order him right now. They are really pumping out a lot of Deadpools lately. So with that being said, and I wanted to show him because everybody knows how big of a Deadpool fan I am. The fact that they are pumping out so many Deadpools right now tells me that there is going to be some kind of Deadpool movie coming up here soon. Now, whether that movie's in 2023 or whether that movie's at the end of this year and they start promoting it, they are definitely promoting him for a reason. And you'll see that really often when it comes to the pops, right? You've seen it with the Wonder Woman, where they started pumping Wonder Womans out. You see it with all kinds of other movies. When they get ready to start promoting these movies, they first start with the action figures, the toys. They start getting it in your face, right? They start making sure that you see this person a lot. And then they start like the whole like it's coming to a movie. Yesy Lou says that is going to be his 30th birthday. Okay, so this is going to be the Deadpool's 30th birthday, which is pretty cool, guys. I mean, I'm not gonna lie because I am such a huge Deadpool fan, but Yesy Lou, I did not know that Deadpool's first appearance was in 1991, and I appreciate you like sharing that with me. I didn't know that one, and that's where like the comic book guys in the channels and in the feeds really like come in handy, because a lot of us don't realize. We think that Funko has like started some creativity that none of us have ever seen before, and that's not necessarily the case, right? They're just taking the old comic books and recycling the old images and everything that's going on with them. But like I promised y'all a minute ago, there is a lot going on in the Funko world right now with the Emerald City Comic-Con. So let's talk about that one for a minute. So with the Emerald City Comic-Con, if you'll go over to the Funko site, and I'll take us over to the Funko site real quick so that you can check it out in the event that you're not already entered to get into this. I kind of just want to help you out, and maybe you haven't seen it, so I'm going to take you over there so that you can see it real quick and so that you can figure out exactly how you're going to get involved in this one. So over on the Funko site, and we'll go to their blog and I'll show you, it gives you like all the ways that you get like directly entered into this stuff, and how you like become a part of their Funko. I think they call it Funko Fanatics or whatever it is that they call this, but I want to say that they call it Funko Fanatics. So you come over here to their blog, which is all the way down at the bottom. You click on it right there, and in this is going to give you everything that you need to know about entering into their Emerald City Comic-Con, right? That's only in the event that you haven't already received an email, because if you're already a part of their fantastic, right, that they sent you an email and then you reply to this email, which puts you into the lottery system, that is garbage. Look, I'm gonna say this for the next 2 days. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, Mr. TechBot and myself, we always go live together. So make sure you come and check us out tomorrow at 6 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. We're going to go live, and this is going to be a huge topic tomorrow. So I'm not going to cover it all today. I'm just going to kind of hit the parts of the Deadpool and the highlights that I want to talk about. And then tomorrow we will do a much more in-depth version of what we're doing today, right? So if you haven't already joined their fantastic, and I'm not going to say it because it's such a tongue twister, if you haven't already joined that, go check that out. It's a really cool group to get into, and you get these emails from time to time when they drop this new stuff. Andy, I couldn't agree with you more. I do believe that it's rubbish, right? I mean, I am with you when it comes right down to it, but it's kind of, oh no, hold up, maybe I missed something there. I am sorry. Let's see. This pop is only available. I did miss something. I'm sorry. This pop is only available within the United States. That is garbage. I agree with you 100%. That is rubbish. I like that, rubbish. Oh, it's really cool sometimes to hear the way like the Europe and the Australians and the difference in the way y'all talk versus the way we talk, and I'm sure y'all feel the same way. It's really, really cool. Okay, so they're doing the whole lottery system today, and this is why I'm going to say that it's garbage, and I'm going to point out the fact that it's garbage is because you cannot, if you're not a part of the lottery, you're just about not going to get the pops that you want, right? And we know how this lottery system works. We're the bots are still going to get us, at least if they opened it up to all of us, right? If they opened it up to each and every one of us, then we don't have to fight with the lottery system and the bots, right? Then we only have to fight with the bots. But if you're fighting with the lottery system, you're probably on the losing end of it, because this is the only thing that the lottery system caused. The lottery system caused these people with the software that we're calling bots, right? It's not necessarily a bot. It's just a software, a buying software, right? That buys things for you. I don't really know why we use the term bot, but we do. That's neither here nor there. But these softwares then decided that they would make hundreds of thousands of emails, all within one number of each other, and then they would give them all the same password so that this person could then go through his hundreds of thousands of emails to make sure that he got a spot in the lottery. But he probably didn't get just one spot. He probably just didn't get 2 spots. He probably got hundreds of spots because he has hundreds of thousands of emails that are all capable of getting this lottery, right? So that's what I mean by at least if they just opened it up to everyone. We're only fighting the bots. The way they're doing it now, we're fighting the lottery system and the bots, which makes it almost impossible for a lot of us to actually get the stuff that we want without running store to store to store. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to run to GameStop. I refuse to run to Target. I refuse to run to Hot Topic. I refuse to have to run to all these places all within the same hour to try and get my hands on the pops that they have there that I wanted to pick up, when they could have simply opened up the lottery system and gave me the ability to do it from my chair. I mean, so that's where I stand with that. That's the soapbox I'm going to stand on when it comes to that. I am going to firmly agree with the not having the lottery system. I think it's garbage, and I'm just going to hold that stance. Now, I put out a post on Instagram not too long ago when somebody asked me, well, what if you get in the lottery? Well, if I get in the lottery, I'm still going to have the same opinion. My opinion's not going to change. The only difference is I will be able to slide in there and possibly, this is still only possibly, get the pops that I want to get my hands on, because even though you're in the lottery, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're guaranteed these pops, right? That just means that I'm guaranteed the ability to come shop for them. That still means that they could sell out on me that before I get there, right? So that goes back to the whole bots having hundreds of thousands of emails. Think about one person having 100,000 emails, then think about 20 people having 100,000 emails, and then keep multiplying that number, right? And then you'll understand that it's almost impossible for us as collectors to actually get our hands on these without paying some kind of a scalper fee, which is another one I'm going to say with this big G, right? I'm going to make sure that I like say it. It's garbage. That they've decided to take this stand on stuff, and maybe someday in the future they will decide that this was a garbage situation. I don't understand Emerald City Comic Con and even how they are having an Emerald City Comic Con when Emerald City is still going to take place in December. So December through the 2nd through the 3rd, you're still going to have Emerald City, even though we know like Emerald City is basically a Funko Con, right? I mean, we know that. But they're still going to have it at the end of this year. So I guess they're going to have a virtual con for it here in the next month. And then they're going to have another con for it at the end of the year. Maybe even during the middle of the year, they'll just do another con for it. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to get off that now. And I'm going to like slide over to their Instagram and do something that I really enjoy doing with you guys. And that's just kind of going over some of the stuff that they have going on during Emerald City. But remember what I said, I'm not going to go over all of it. I'm going to pick and choose as to what I'm going over and what I'm not going over. And if you guys want to stop me and talk about something in particular, make sure that you throw a comment over there that says, hey, Wayne, stop, pause, time out, whatever it is that you need to do to get my attention over there. Just make sure you do it to get my attention. And I'm going to kind of try and read these things as I go down. It says, I'm after the new Ghost Pop, the Rock and Range Deadpool Pops. The new Deadpool Pops to me are extremely awesome. I have every one of them pre-ordered with the exception of this one today, only because I mean they're coming out with a lot of them, and this might be one of them that I wait to actually get in the stores. I feel like here lately we've done a whole lot of pre-orders, and I'm trying to kind of push back on my pre-orders at this moment and not pre-order nearly as much as I used to. So I'm kind of letting my pre-orders cycle through right now, and when they're done, then I'll kind of reset and decide what I'm going to pre-order and what I'm not. And because everything is kind of starting to open back up, and we're kind of starting to be able to go back out and hunt, and we're starting to almost get back to normal. I'm going to call this like pre-normal because it's starting to get there, right? But as it gets there and we're all capable of I want to go out and hunt again. I really enjoy going and finding my pops at GameStop. Justin that's here can tell you this, that he used to work at GameStop, and that's how we met. I really like going to GameStop, and not just to pick up my pops, but to ask them how they're doing, right? See how they're doing. I like to get to know them. I like so many things, right? I guess in my age, I have become a people person, right? And so I enjoy doing those a whole lot. Let's see what he says. He says, if you find the pops on eBay, remember to scroll down. I guess I'm saying, I guess what you're saying is overseas is what I guess you're saying, right? If I'm thinking about correctly, it's a side conversation. I'm going to let y'all have y'all side conversation. I'm going to pull up their Instagram real quick though. And like I said, I'm going to kind of selectively pick and choose as to what we're looking at, because Mr. TechBot and myself, we go live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, as we always do. Mr. TechBot is a great friend of mine. If you don't know who Mr. TechBot is, you should definitely go check him out. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. But I see everybody that's in the chat right now, and all of you guys pretty much know who Mr. TechBot is. Let me get this pulled up. Why is this so difficult to do? Here we go. So I have kind of scrolled already down to this one right here, because this is the only one right now that we don't know who this is. The rest of them that they gave us kind of the sneak previews, they've already told us who they are. They've told us that this person's the My Hero Academia Pop, that this person's Quicksilver, that this person is this person's Office, even though I think we've come out with way too many Offices by now. I think that we've like decided to saturate the market so much with the Office Space stuff that there's so many of them right now that I don't think anybody is honestly trying to keep up with them. But I want to know who this is. Do we have an idea as to who this is? I can't figure out who this is. The only thing that I can see when I'm looking at this is that it is the same person. So the hair at least tells me it's the same person, but the skin tone tells me that this person must have changed into something else. So what I'm thinking is this must be some sort of an X-Man, or this must be some sort of a superhero that has the ability to change into something else. Do y'all have any ideas as to who this one would be? Because I'm just kind of curious. 6 p.m. is 11 p.m. Wayne, I am sorry, brother. I am truly, truly sorry. That's almost too late for me to still be awake, if we're being honest. If we're just being honest, right? So does anybody have a clue who this is? This is the only one that they've yet to release who it is. The rest of them we know so far as to who they are, what they're going to be, and what they are coming out with. But this one they have still left up for the imagination, and I'm kind of semi-curious as to who they are. I don't normally get behind stuff like that a whole lot, because I feel like that they're going to leak it all on their own anyway, so they might as well just leak it and let me know who it is. But if you know who that is, how about throw a comment over there and at least get the conversation going. Oh, okay, I will buy into that. Abu from The Simpsons. So why is he two different colors? Did Abu turn into something at some point in The Simpsons? Because if you'll notice, and I'll bring it up a little bigger, on the one to the right, it's the same hair, except the skin tone is different, right? I mean, they've done something different with the skin tone. So I'm real curious. Was there a point in the Treehouse of Horrors where Abu was maybe something else than Abu? Maybe he was a zombie. Maybe he was an alien. I don't really know. Throw a comment over there, but I like that one. That's a really good one. That's probably really possible. If we're being honest, I mean that's probably really spot on, because I haven't seen any Simpson pots coming into the Emerald City, and we almost always see some kind of Simpson something. It's almost become really really predictable is what I wanted to say, but I didn't want to say it. They've almost became really predictable on what they're going to come out with. We're always going to see some Marvel stuff. We're always going to see some DC stuff. We're always going to see some Simpson stuff, and we're always going to see some anime stuff. It seems like that's kind of the collage of stuff that they shove together when they're ready to make some big sales. And then they come out with 2 of them here recently that I feel like maybe should have been in the Emerald City Con, but maybe they pulled back on them to make sales now. And that's the one thing that I've noticed about Funko when it comes right down to it. They always do really good pops before a con and after a con, and that's because they don't want you to stop buying, right? I mean, so they always make it a point to push out really good pops before and after. So keep that in mind when we're looking at these. This is pretty much everything that we went over already. I'm going to show Quicksilver, because Quicksilver is supposed to be one of the Funko Shop exclusives. To me, this is, if you have been watching WandaVision and you're into WandaVision, anything like we have been here lately, you probably think this is as cool as I am. I think this is an awesome pop. Look, this thing is hands down fire, but not necessarily because of WandaVision, right? This is one of them that if you would have watched the X-Men Apocalypse, right, and at the end of the X-Men Apocalypse, they had this little reel where Quicksilver comes in and he kind of starts saving everybody from this explosion, and nobody really knows what's happening or what's going on until it's over. So that's to me is like an iconic part of like Quicksilver's like backstory and who he is and all of that stuff. So this one to me is really awesome. Chase, how are you doing, brother? It is good to see you as always. Quicksilver is really fire, and I look forward to this one hitting the Funko site. But this is going to take me down another rabbit hole that we're going to have to talk about. Funko has lately decided that they're not going to do advertised drops, right? They just kind of dropped the Funko when they dropped the Funko, and I think the fact that Chase jumped in made me like think about this all of a sudden. They just kind of drop them, right? So it's a Funko Shop exclusive. They drop it in there, and there's no rhyme or reason as to when they're dropping it. There's no day that you can go by. There's no time. I was thinking that it was 12:30, but they released one the other day at 12. So there's no real rhyme or reason as to when this is going to hit the Funko Shop. We just know that it's going to hit the Funko Shop at some point. And I'm sure they're going to say is to combat the bots. I don't really know what it's for. I feel like it's poor social media management, but that's just my opinion. But there's one thing we can do together to combat this. There's one thing we can do as a group to fix this, because Chase already does it. As these pops hit the shop, and you notice that they hit the shop, find a group of people that you know will be interested in this hitting the shop and send them a message on Instagram and say, hey, look, this thing has hit the shop. If you want it, there it is. Go get it, right? Because that Chase really helps me out on that, and I truly appreciate it. He definitely like keeps his eye out for us and a lot of other people, right? For a lot of other people I know all say the same thing to me. All say the same thing. That Chase looks out for him when it comes right down to it. Let's see what else. Now, the next two that are coming up are two of them that I said I believe these should have been in the Emerald City Con, but Funko always comes out with really awesome pops before and after a con. Always. That's the one thing that you can count on, is before a con they always come out with really awesome pops, and after the con they always come out with really awesome pops, and they do that to keep us interested, right? They keep us buying, they keep us into watching them until the con comes out. And look, it's a great marketing scheme. My hat's off to them. I truly know like what they have going on. I think that it's really an awesome thing that they have there and how they do that. But this is one of them that I think should have been in Emerald City. I think this is a really strong one. I love the fact that like Jerry has that big mallet in his hand and he's ready to like shove that hat over like Tom's head. I'm sure in today's age that this cartoon's probably a little too like much for some people, but I really like it. Let's see. Since I got 3 of the pops today back. Queen pop, the Queen album. Is that what you're saying, Funko Freddy? The Queen album's a really awesome album. I really like that album. I don't know that it's necessarily like my favorite album out of the group. I'm gonna have to still say that the Biggie is my favorite Funko album out of the group. I mean, that one's probably still my favorite album out of the group. Now, I am going to start getting into the Emerald City stuff in a second, but I am selectively going to pick and choose what we go over today, because like I've said, Mr. TechBot and myself, we go live every Friday at 6 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, which is 11 p.m. in Europe time. As Funko Freddy let me know earlier, right? So we're going to go into this a lot more detailed tomorrow, so make sure you're there tomorrow at 6 p.m. Standard Eastern Time. As always, Mr. TechBot and myself will be live. We'll be doing the Patreon-only giveaway tomorrow as well, and I don't have that pop right here. Give me like a split second, and I'll have that pop right here. Let's see.
Check the mic and make sure
I'm not doing that. It was fun to see if that would work, though. All right, moving right along. Make sure you come tomorrow to check us out. We will be doing the Patreon only giveaway, and that will be, are you ready? that will be for this guy right here. So I'm going to be doing Harley Quinn, the black light pop, for the Patreon only giveaway tomorrow. So if you're not a member of the Patreon, it is down there if you want to go check that out. If that's something that you get into, make sure you go down there and check that out. So Harley Quinn, the black light pop's going to go out tomorrow for the Patreon only giveaway. You will have to be there to see who actually gets the pop. Now here's the cool thing about the Patreon is you don't have to be on the live in order to get it, because me and Mr. TechBot feel that once you join the Patreon, we know that you're members of the channel. We know that you're supporters of the channel. So if you can't make it for that live, you don't have to feel obligated to make it. You're still going to get it shipped to you, irregardless if your name's pulled. So let me say thank you to all of my Patreon supporters so far. Twitter link not working. I have no clue what you're talking about, brother. I have no clue what you were talking about. Let's see. Oh, I can't do that to him, Zach. I really like Chris. Chris has been really good to me. So I'm gonna like selectively pick and choose like the stuff that I'm into, like the Deadpool with the teddy bear pants or whatever it is. I can't do that to him. Mr. TechBot's a good friend of mine. I really like Mr. TechBot. So I've got to like selectively pick and choose what I'm gonna look at. Now, let's see what we have. This Robin right here that just came out not too long ago is a fire Robin to me. This is one of the coolest like Chase variances that I've seen in a really long time. Now, this is not the Chase variants that you're looking at right now. This is just the common Robin. I just did a Chase roulette with this guy, so if you want to check that out, that video is going to be Monday. If you want to check that out, I want to say that it's Monday. It could be like Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's definitely next week. If you want to like make sure that you like set a reminder to stop and check that out, or better yet, just hit that bell notification down there. None of us really know what that bell's for, but we all know that that bell's down there to notify you or warn you in the event that one of my videos might pop up on your feed. I guess that's what it's there for. But this guy is really cool. His Chase variant is, look, I'm not going to give any spoilers. But that Chase variant's fire. You're definitely gonna have to come by and check him out. But this is one of my favorite Chase variants of 2021 so far. Now, there's been another one that I've seen that I kind of believe is a pretty strong Chase variant, but that is definitely going to be one of the strongest Chase variants I have seen in a while. They keep doubling down with this McDonald's stuff. Look, as a kid, me and my family, we didn't go to McDonald's. I didn't eat McDonald's. I'm not like overly into the McDonald's stuff. Now, McDonald's did put out an article today talking about the stuff that the toys that have been with McDonald's through the years, and they started off with the Happy Meal toys, and then they started off with the Beanie Babies, and they showed something that I guess I never really realized, and they didn't say that their Happy Meals are about to start coming with Pops, but they did show their Happy Meals coming with Beanie Babies. And I'm gonna have to ask you guys, did their Happy Meals actually come with Beanie Babies at some point? Was that a real thing? I mean, did they come with the Beanie Babies? Because I just don't remember if they came with the Beanie Babies. Somebody's gonna throw a comment over there and let me know, because they kind of speculated that you're gonna start seeing maybe some Pops come in their Happy Meals, and I know that that's going to make like their sales go through the roof. So that has to be a power play to me. To me, that's what I think's going on there. The mini Beanie Babies, I bet that we're about to start seeing some Pops come through there. I bet that that's about to become a power play, sure enough. I mean, because they kind of put him by the Happy Meal box to give you an idea that maybe that was something that we were going to see coming up here in the near future. So the Chase variant of that Robin is what I'm going to say that you're talking about, Chase, and that's where I'm going to say that comment come from, is the Chase variant of the Robin. Now, that Chase variant of that Robin, let me tell you something that's really cool about that Chase variant of that Robin, and I'm going to revisit it real quick. Let me tell you something that's really cool is that I have actually seen these guys come up on the metallic versions that are only available in Europe. Now, you could pick these guys up on eBay. They're showing there's like 4 of them, I want to believe, that they have on there for like $240 of the metallic variants. The metallic variant of this guy is fire. Look, he is hands down fire. Now, I'm a little upset that I'm not going to get my hands on one of those metallic versions because y'all know how I feel about the secondary market. I do not agree with going to the secondary market. Almost under no circumstances do I believe in going to the secondary market, because I don't believe in helping someone out who took their bots and suck them on something to 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 prey on the fear of missing out from us collectors, because a lot of us collectors, as you can see, we have lots of these things, right? And we've been avid collectors, like everybody over in the chat, right? I know everybody over in the chat's an avid collector, because I've probably seen every one of your collections on a video or in person at some point, right? So I know that's the case, and I don't believe in people that prey on the fear of missing out. So I almost never ever believe that we should go to the secondary market. But that metallic variant almost makes me want to go to the secondary market, because it is that fire. But maybe we'll see one come to the United States. Maybe it'll become a GameStop exclusive. There's so many maybes that I would love to see. Like you said just a second ago, Chase, I'd love to see like a glow variant of that. It would piss me off, and it would give me something to talk about all at the same time, because I would feel like if they just came out with the glow variant from the beginning, then I wouldn't have the glow variant now. So that's one of those double-edged swords that I like to talk about a lot, right? So that's really cool. But I really like that one. But moving back to the McDonald's, right? Moving back to the McDonald's conversation. Fetch Frequency, how are you doing, brother? It is always good to see you. Always good to see you. Moving back to the McDonald's and how they kind of lean toward today that you're going to start seeing some pops in their Happy Meals. They didn't come out and say it. They made this whole like blog on how the toys at McDonald's and how they went up in price and all of that different stuff, right? I mean, they laid out all of these different toys, including the Beanie Baby minis that y'all just helped me out with a second ago that I did not know was in there. So they laid all of that out, and then they kind of put one of the pops beside the Happy Meal box to give you that idea, right? As us nerds and geeks often overthink things, because that's what we do, right? We overthink things a whole lot all the time. So they put it beside the box, though, just kind of giving you the idea that you're going to start seeing it in there, right? That you're going to see them coming soon, right? Yes. Pops and Happy Meals. Look, I really hope that we see that coming soon. We're just gonna have to wait and see exactly what's going on there, but I do think that we're going to see the Pops and the Happy Meals coming out soon. And I still am kind of tiptoeing around the Emerald City stuff, because as I've said a few times already, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, Mr. TechBot and myself will be going live to talk about the Emerald City Comic Con in more depth. So I'm just going to kind of skip over some of this, and we're just going to talk about the ones that I am really into, like this guy. Now, we've all seen the leaks for him for weeks. The funny thing is I actually got on here and denied that this one was a leak, so I'm going to have to apologize for denying that this one was a leak. But in my defense, Emerald City is not till the end of this year. Emerald City Comic Con is 10 months away, almost exactly 10 months away. So the fact that we would see a leaked pop from something that's 10 months away is kind of extraordinary, right? Kind of extraordinary. But I guess they're going to have two, right? They're going to have like the virtual Emerald City Comic Con, and then they're going to have maybe the real Emerald. I don't know. I think that it's super weird as to how they have that going down, as to what they're doing. Christina, I really appreciate you for joining the Patreon. That is truly, truly, truly awesome. It's really weird as to what they have going on and as to what they're doing. I don't totally understand it, but I know that they got something weird going on. It must have been. This is what I'm thinking happened, right? This is what I think happened. Emerald City's normally at the beginning of the year. I think Funko had already had their pops and what they were going to have in the Emerald City Comic Con decided on. They had already had like that point of everything decided as to what they were doing. And then all of a sudden, Emerald City got pushed all the way back to December to make sure that we could have it, right? Due to the pandemic, due to everything that's going on in the world, right? They decided to make sure that we were going to have it by pushing it all the way back to the end of the year. And I've seen some other cons that are also pushed all the way to the back of the end of the year right now. And I want to say San Diego is right there with them. I want to say San Diego, Emerald City, and New York are all pushed back to December right now. Fingers crossed that they're going to have Emerald City, because if they do, I am going to try and personally figure out how I'm getting there. That way I can film it for you guys. But this is a really strong pop. Now, I don't really understand what's going on with the whole pants and the what he has going on there, why he doesn't have a shirt, but I think that that's going to be the allure to it. It says I'm going to have to beg Tech to give me that skeleton from Disney after the con. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying when it comes to the con chase. And I think you missed my whole rant on how now we're going to have to fight the lottery and we're going to have to fight the bots because the bots are going to get in the lottery before we do. If you missed that, catch it on the rewind real quick because I think that you'll find that really interesting, and I even think that you'll agree with me on that. The 2099, I don't really know. See, the Spider-Man's one of them that I don't really get into when it comes to collecting. Right? I don't overly get into Spider-Man when it comes to collecting. It's one of them that I think is really cool. I actually am gonna probably have like some Spider-Man stuff coming up in some of my Patreon only giveaways coming here soon, but I still got some other stuff that we got to make it through. Like I have Roodles, I have some anime. It's lots of great stuff going on. Lots of great stuff going on. Just make sure that if that's something you get into, make sure you go check that out. And I truly appreciate everybody that goes and checks that out. But this to me is a really strong pop. Now I'm going to kind of browse back over here real quick and see, because there was only a few of them that I really thought were honest to God strong pops, right? And this is going to be one of them. This is going to be another one of those pops that I think are just strong. Now, I'm also going to say that these are also the pops that I think are going to sell out really quick. I think that they're going to go up really fast in value. And normally when I feel that way about stuff, my gut instinct is pretty like close is the reality, right? And I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or none of that stuff, but it just seems that when I have that feeling about stuff, that's normally the stuff that's really going to skyrocket up in value. It's going to move there quick. I think that this is one of them because it's going to be with the glow variant. Now this is going to be a Disney exclusive. As Chase was pointing out a minute ago, I'm going to have to get Mr. TechBot to see if he can't go grab this one for me because I know that I'm not getting in the lottery, and then I know that I'm not going to grab this spot right at the end of the day. But that 2099. So Chase, have they already like started like letting everyone know on which ones are going to be in shared labels, like which pops are shared labels versus which pops are not shared labels? I'm going to look at their site real quick though, because that normally is where we find stuff like that. Let's see. No, that's not going to be it right there. Beyond the pops, no. We got the Target Con that's coming up. Ooh, man, you know, guys, that's actually something that I'm going to like browse back over real quick because the Target Con is going to be coming a lot faster than Emerald City at this point. Now, remember that Target Con, yep, yesterday. I did not know that, Chase, so I will absolutely have to go check that out here at some point. I did not know that they had already released like which ones were going to what shared labels, because you know that that's vitally important as to which ones I get my hands on. I know that if they're going to GameStop, I normally have really good odds of getting my hands on it. If they're going anywhere else, then it kind of gets wishy-washy, especially if it's going to Hot Topic. Hot Topic could have 100 of each one, and they won't put any buying limits, and one person will come in and they'll buy all 100 of them, and the rest of us won't be able to get any of them. That's like the biggest downside to anything Hot Topic when they're coming out with that kind of stuff. Oh, that is the biggest downside when it comes to Hot Topic. So I'm going to quit sharing this one real quick, and we are going to pull into the Target Con. Now, the Target Con will be the 26th. I want to say that's going to be next week. And I even think that that's Friday of next week without looking at my calendar. One of you guys will have to like throw over there and tell me exactly what day of the week that is. But I want to say that that's going to be Friday of this week. So if you're going to be going to Target Con, let me tell you, there's some really cool things that you can do. You can wake up at 7 a.m. the day of Target Con, and you can just go wait and pick this stuff up as it comes in. Everyone here knows that this one is my top pick of Target Con because I always miss spot. It never ever fails. I miss spot every time Target drops him in a Target Con. It never fails. I never managed to get my hands on spot. So this year, I'm probably going to make a video on the hunt for spot. Bullseye. I keep saying spot. I don't know why I'm saying spot. The hunt for Bullseye. Look, I'm after him this year. I want him this year. I'm probably going to keep calling him Spot, but that's okay. He has a spot right there. So I get it. It's Bullseye. I get it. So moving on, Bullseye is my top pick. Absolutely my top pick. second, and that is going to be Otto. They look, Target Con came this year with like guns a blazing. I feel like they came out with like pistols drawn. They did the old Clint Eastwood movie where they rolled out, kind of flipped their coat open and put their hands like they were going to draw their guns, right? I mean, so whatever you do, don't get caught sleeping, as my friend Fed here says that he oversleeps for Target Con. Yeah, it always gets me. Target Con always gets me. It never ever fails. Target Con gets me. This year, I'm going to set 15 alarm clocks, and I'm going to be there an hour before the door opens, and I'm going to be standing there waiting to get my bullseye. I'm definitely waiting to get bullseye this year. But Otto is another really strong pop. Look, when I say I feel like Target came out guns a-blazing this year, I'm not even joking. I feel like Target came out this year knowing that Emerald City was somewhere close to them, and they come out guns a-blazing, like jackets slung open, hands on the pistols. They're ready to pull them on you at any minute, and it is going to be a show. And I think a lot of the pops that come out in the Target Con this year are going to go up in value super fast. Now, I was never a big Sonic fan. I'm not going to lie to anyone here. I was always a Mario fan, so I didn't really get into Sonic, and I didn't really get into Tails. I do know that there's a really awesome fan base when it comes to this stuff. There's a lot of people out there that are really into Tails, that are really into Sonic, that are really into that pop culture in general. So this is also going to be another really hot one. I think that this guy is a recycle pop from last year's con, though, and I kind of looked over to see if I had that 2-pack there. I think that I just recently let that 2-pack go, though. I want to say that this is probably the exact same one from the 2-pack. They just simply like flocked him. Heads up, Target has been putting Funkos at 70% off. Thank you for the heads up, Chase. I truly appreciate that. That's pretty awesome. And that's what I mean, guys, about helping each other out in this community. And that's something that we should just get better about as humans, right? I mean, that's not necessarily just this community. We should just get I'm going to get off topic for a minute. When I was a kid, I was taught to open the doors for my elderly, right? I was taught to respect my elderly. I was taught to say yes, sir, and no, ma'am. And we should do that a lot more as humans, right? As humans, we should respect each other a lot more than we have here lately. And I want to say that this pandemic has made everybody a little bit more on edge, right? It's made everybody, after a year of it, everybody's a little bit more on edge. Don't forget at the end of the day that we still should be holding those doors open. We still should be saying yes, sir, and no, ma'am to our elderly, right? We respect our elderly. So let's not forget that, like, here going forward into the future. Just try and remind yourself sometimes it's just common courtesy to hold that door another extra second for the person behind you, right? I'm going to get off that now because that's emotional stuff to me, and I don't like getting emotional a whole lot. The clue, this guy right here. Woo! This is another one. This guy reminds me a lot of, and tell me that if I'm wrong, he reminds me a lot of the whole Jumanji, right? Jumanji come out with the little guy who's going after like Robin Williams through the original Jumanji. You got to go check out the original one, right? You got to check out the one with Robin Williams, and he's running from this guy right here in particular. He's got some god-awful high-powered rifle, right? And he is like out to take out Robin Williams before Robin Williams had finished the game. That's who this guy right here reminds me of. He reminds me of it so much. Look, so much when I see this guy. And I want to say that the 26th is going to be on Friday, and I'm going to look at that real quick to make sure. So if the 26th is on Friday, so I'm going to remind everybody again about this next week. So don't forget that the Target Con is coming up. This guy right here, though, reminds me so much of the whole Jumanji movie, and he's walking around with that high-powered assault rifle trying to take people out and all of that good stuff. So make sure that you tell me what you think over there. Does that remind you of the whole Jumanji guy and all of that stuff? That's who he reminds me of. I mean, it's truly, truly, truly who he reminds me of. Moving on, though, he is not one of my top picks. The Candyland, and I want to say that they call him Mr. Licorice, or what did they call him? What is his name again? It's something Licorice, something Licorice. Give me a second, and I'll figure this one out. It is Prince Licorice or something to that effect. Anyways, y'all know what I'm getting at. or it's I can't. It's something licorice. Something licorice. This guy is another one that's not like right on the top of the list of people that I think that are going to be really sought after. I think this is one of them you'll be able to go to Target 3, 4, 5 weeks later and still get your hands on. It's not one of them that I think is going to fly off the shelves at any like fast rate of speed, which then also tells you that it's not going to go up in value any like super fast. This Skeletor on the Throne is one of them that I'm going to tell y'all that I think is going to run up in price really fast. And the only thing that would make this one better is if they put a limited number on him for the price, because all of your Skeletor stuff that's hit cons has always went up super fast in price. And I know that this is not a real con. This is what they call the thank you, Chase, for that one. This is what they're calling the Target con, which is like the elusive like jackalope, right? I mean, it almost doesn't exist, because every time that I've ever tried to hit it, I've always missed it. But we do know that there's some stuff missing in this that I didn't see. Target Con always has a Target Con shirt. So we did not see like the Target Con shirt. We didn't see some of the Target swag that goes along with this. So there's still some stuff that's going to be hitting the Target Con that they didn't really give us a insight on, other than these really fire stuff right here. And my 3 picks of this are going to be real simple. They're going to be right here, as Skeletor is going to be one of my top picks when it comes right down to it. We got Bullseye, who is going to be an extremely top pick. Look, if you're in this for your collection holding value, because I like my collection holding value, right? I like to collect things, but I like to know that if I had to let it go at the end of the day, that I could let it go and not lose my ass off, right? I mean, I want to know that I could let it go and get back what I have into it. And if I get a little bit more back, well, then that's just a bonus, right? Bullseye is one of them that you'll definitely want to put in your collection if you're anything like me in the way that you think about that, right? Because he is one of them that's going to go up in value, and he's going to have some kind of sustainability to his value, right? He is not going to dramatically fall back down. We all know that when the con stuff comes out, it immediately goes way up in price, the hundreds of dollars, right? But then within months, it's back down to the 30 and 40 bucks. He will eventually find his place in the 30, the 40, maybe even 60 bucks range. If I'm doing the math in my head right, and I'm thinking about this the right way, and Otto is going to be another one that I'm going to strongly say that he is going to be one of them that goes up in value and is able to sustain the value, right? He's one of them that's going to go up and keep it there for a while. So don't forget, next week on the 26th, go ahead and set that reminder now that we're going to have the Target Con. You're not going to want to miss that one. That's one of them that you're going to want to stick around and see, because that is the ones, to me, that these are going to be fun. These are the ones that are going to lead into the whole virtual con. Now, I want to say that in the Emerald City virtual con, that they told us that on the 24th, they're going to send out the email to let the people know who actually got into the lottery. But we all know that getting into the lottery is going to be a lot like winning the Powerball, right? I mean, you're going to have to be a Powerball winner to win that lottery to get into the Emerald City virtual con, right? I mean, I don't even think they called it Emerald City, and I'm gonna like scroll back over there real quick and see if they called that Emerald City or what exactly they called that one and what they didn't call that one. But we all know that it's the virtual con. This is probably virtual con 7 now, if I'm thinking correctly. It's either virtual con 7 or virtual con 5. I could be wrong, but I think it's like right there somewhere as to which one this is. Guys, do not forget, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, Mr. Techman and myself, we always go live at 6 p.m. on Fridays. And tomorrow, the main topic is going to be the Emerald City Comic Con, followed by the Patreon-only giveaway. Now, I don't know that they'll be in that order, if we're being honest. I mean, if we're being honest, we're probably just going to kind of go over both of them at the same time. We're probably not going to like pick and choose which one we go over first and which one we go over second. So they are not calling this the Emerald City Con, which was, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably cool that they're not calling it, even though they like hashtagged it ECCC. I mean, which is almost like impossible to say, or at least it is for me. It's something about doing that many C's at one time just start to become a little bit of a tongue twisting. So this is it's funny that you brought that up, because this is kind of a trend that's been going on. And Chase, I'm going to kind of like bring this to your attention, because I know a lot of people said the same thing. A lot of people said, a lot of people said that they didn't get these, right, and that they didn't get an email, and that they didn't get this, and they didn't. So I think that there's like a few different stages to the actual like lottery, right? I think the first stage was what you just said. They sent an email out to the people that got the very first wave of the pick, right? So they sent the email out to us, and then now they are going to go over these email accounts and decide which ones are bot accounts and which ones are real accounts, right? So, and I think they're going to do this based on their sales, right? It's not really hard to do. I mean, we think that things are super hard to do, and they're really not. You could look at my email and say, well, he buys something about once a month. So I know that he's not a bot because his buying, what would you say, my buying history shows that I have a history of buying more than just at the con. And then you could say, well, these emails only buy during the con, right? So there's that way that they could sit down and do that, right? I mean, so I think that there was a pre-lottery, and now we're into the lottery stage, and then they're going to do the last stage, which is the actual picking of the lottery. Now, just if I had to guess, that's what's going on. They did a little bit more footwork than they probably had to do to try and maybe try and keep people at bay when they start screaming bots, right? Bots, bots, bots. And I don't think that bots are nearly as present as they were before until it comes to the cons, right? When it comes to the cons, it only makes sense that you're going to have this going on because these people know that if they buy these, a lot like sneakers, right? You get your hands on the tennis shoes before anybody else does, and everybody has to have this tennis shoe. So therefore, they're going to spend a little bit money to get this tennis shoe. So they're one of the first people to have their hands on them. They do the same thing with that, and now they're just doing the same thing with the pop. So when it comes to the cons, they're going to be as present as they can, right? I mean, because they already have the software, it's already geared up to do the tennis shoes and especially the Supreme stuff. If you ever question if there's a buying software out there, look at Supreme. Supreme to me is not that great of a brand. I'm not running out to buy their stuff, but man, the resale value of it, you cannot deny, is insane how much the resale value of Supreme stuff is. Look, I know a kid that makes his living off of buying Supreme stuff and then reselling it, right? I mean, that's all he does. He knows when they're going to be making the stuff, and he watches it. Elijah, we truly appreciate you listening, brother. I don't really know if I'm a podcast, so I hope that I'm doing you justice and you're able to listen and follow. But he makes his living off of buying and reselling Supreme stuff because the power and the money that goes into it. So the same principle is held into these cons, right? They don't have to get their hands on the most expensive one, right? They don't have to pick which one is going to be the most expensive one. They don't have to guess which one is going to be the most expensive one. They're going to buy every one of them 15 times over. That way they have 15 of the most expensive one. Does that make sense? I'm hoping that makes sense. If I buy all of them with a bot as fast as I can 15 times, I don't have to know which one's going to go for the most money. I get all 15 of them, and then one out of those, all of them that I bought, I'm going to have 15 of them that are going to go up in value. And then if I sold the rest of them at cost, I made money, right? So if I found that one pop and I sold him for $200 a piece 15 times, and then I sold the rest of them at cost, I made money, right? And that's why I stay off the secondary market, because I don't believe in helping them. I don't believe in fueling that ability to do that, right? Let's see. It says, yes, it helps me get through my deliveries. Elijah, what do you do, brother? You post office, FedEx. I know that Amazon here recently came out with their own delivery service, which is really cool. You can get Amazon in an hour. Super cool. Tell us what you do over there. We'd all love to know exactly what you are delivering. So the virtual con this year, I think, is going to be as messed up this year as it is every year. I am fingers crossed that something is going to change. I know that, like Chase said, they said they would be there the next day for sale. It seems to me like when you get on there the next day that they're gone before you can get your hands on them. It's almost like we we sit and we wait. FedEx, there you go, FedEx Express. We appreciate you, brother. We appreciate anybody. I'm gonna call that a civil servant because you're still like working for the public. So it's super cool. We truly appreciate everything that you do. The road conditions here lately have been horrible, horrible, horrible. But guys, before I get out of here, I kind of want to talk to y'all something, and I wish I had this video pulled up, but I'm not going to get it pulled up right now. When you get a chance, go over to YouTube and Google the lawyer cat or cat lawyer or something to that effect. I've recently ran into this video that made me laugh so hard that I was in tears laughing at this video. So it's an attorney, and he's having a Zoom call with the judge, and it's a couple of attorneys. Well, one of them is a cat, and he can't get the filter to go away, and he's trying to tell the judge that it truly is me. I'm really here. He was using his assistant's computer, and his assistant had a small child who then had this filter put up that he couldn't get to turn off because, you know, as we get older and that stuff happens, it's harder to figure out. For whatever reason, I don't really know, but it's harder to figure out. I think that they almost like tailor make that stuff for the children. Guys, everybody who did a super chat today, guys, you will be down in the description when this is over. When all of this is settled, I'm going to make sure that I get your channels and all of y'all down in the description below. So if you get a chance, go check these guys out. Even if they don't have a channel, go ahead and subscribe to their channel in the event that one day they do get in a channel, right? That way they've already got this little head start going in that direction. And I just want to say that I truly appreciate everybody here for hanging out. Don't forget, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Standard Eastern Time, Mr. TechBot and myself, we will be going live. And then Saturday, if WandaVision is something that you get into, there's a whole crew of us from Discovery Bay Comics, JKL, also Mr. TechBot and myself. We all do this really cool like channel review. Really, they do like the channel review, and I try and like figure out exactly what's going on. So if that's something that you get into, make sure that you like go check that out on Saturday, guys. And I just want to say that I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all that come and hang out. I truly appreciate all of you guys all the time. Until tomorrow, guys, have a good one.
So you want to become a member and you're not sure what that is. Well, becoming a member of the channel is a good way to support me and the channel. And you're going to get some cool perks along the way. So down below, if you'll go ahead and click down there, you'll see that there is only one level, and it's going to be called Burger Life. Get it? The play on words, Thug Life, Burger Life. All right. So each month that you are a member of the channel, the burger's going to change a little as we go along, and it's going to represent how long you've been a member of the channel. And you're going to get some pretty cool emojis that's going to go along with this. Now the emojis are probably going to change over time, it just depending on if I get more creative with it, or if I could just find different ones that I think are a little bit more suiting for the chat. It's going to grow and develop, as you know this channel has done every step of the way. And at the end of the videos, we're going to do a shout out, so I will post on there all of the members of the channel at the end of my live videos. That way that you are getting the recognition that you deserve. Guys, and I just want to say thank you in advance for clicking that join button down below. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next live.